Hello, it's CraftyRia, and welcome to card sketch number 24. I'm glad you're joining me today. Pretty simple card sketch, just a square image turned on the diagonal in the center, maybe a piece of ribbon and a couple of embellishments. So let's go ahead and get started. In regular CraftyRia fashion, I will be making a regular card and also a recycled Christmas card. Let me go ahead and zoom you out so we have more room to work, and let's get started on this card sketch. I'm going to be using some Happy Mail that I received from Lisa and Michelle. I got this a while ago. It was from the Fall Happy Mail tag over on Creativity Swaps, Happy Mail, and Friendship. It's one of the Facebook groups I belong to. I will link it below if you want to check it out. If you like to send and receive Happy Mail, it's a great way to do so. The ladies there are super duper awesome. And for this card sketch, I'm going to use a standard A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I have 2 card bases and just plain white cardstock. I get my cardstock at the office supply store. It's nothing super duper fancy. And some of the Happy Mail that Lisa and Michelle sent me in that package, one of the things was this gorgeous diamond tape or diamond wrap from the Dollar Tree. It's just a piece cut out, and it just happens to go perfectly right in the center there. So I thought I would use it for the center of this card. I've had this card sketch sitting in my book waiting to be used for a really long time, and I just now got the inspiration to do so. And they sent some pretty fall papers, and I thought this one was really cool to use as the background. And this bag of embellishments, it just happens to have this ribbon that is perfect, and some of these pretty little brads that are leaves, and I think I'll go ahead and use those as the embellishments for this card. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and start by cutting the background paper down to size. I want the leaves to all face one direction, and I do want to make one clean cut on one edge of the paper. The corner is a little bit bent, and then I'm going to cut the top edge just to make it a clean edge. And I want to cut it to be 5 3/8 because the card is 5 1/2 wide and it's by 4 1/4, so I want to cut it by 4 1/8. So I just took 1/8 of an inch off each side of 2 of the sides, and that makes a 1/16 of an inch border on the card base. Then I have the ribbon, and I'm just going to trim a piece of the ribbon. I'm trying to see if there's a front or a back. I think this is the front, and I'm just going to use my little ribbon scissors and trim it just a little longer than the paper. And of course, there's plenty of ribbon for another project, which would be perfect. And then we have this piece. There is a little bit of like strings hanging loose on the edge of this, so I'm just going to use my scissors and just trim that edge to neaten it up a little bit. The diamond wrap is strung together, so there's always a little overhang of either strings or a little bit of wire on diamond wrap. So you always want to trim it to be flush with the edge of your project. I'm going to go ahead and just put the ribbon down on the card first. Just put a little adhesive on the back of the ribbon, and just eyeball kind of the center of the card and put the ribbon down. That is a little crooked. Let me try one more time. That's better. And just fold that over onto the back. I'm going to use a little bit of Scotch tape and just adhere those edges down. I don't want to place it onto my card yet because I want to put these on first, but I want to size up the middle before I do that. This diamond wrap is clear on the back. You can see through it. So I do want to put a backing on it. I do want to also peel back that adhesive and trim all four sides as close to the rhinestones as I can get it. All right, and then I went in my scrap drawer and I picked this copper colored metallic paper. I thought it would be good to back it with. And I also want to use my scallop scissors just to give it a scalloped edge like it has here. So I'm just going to take this and adhere it down to this paper, giving myself enough room to make a scalloped edge. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I want to make sure I'm cutting in the right direction so the scallop faces the right direction. And I'm just going to eyeball it on here. And I'm going to cut it pretty close to the diamond wrap. And try to make it as straight as I can. It does not have to be perfect. And then I'm just going to go around all four edges. And when I move my scissors, I have to make sure I am lining up the scallop with the last one. There we go. So we have that on a scalloped edge. And that's how it's going to look on the card. I think it does look very pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and use some adhesive on the back of this. I don't want to put it up on any pop dots because the diamond wrap is pretty thick as it is. And I don't want to add too much thickness to the card. I just want to eyeball it on here to see that I pretty much have it in the center. I can have each point lining up with the middle of this ribbon. And the leaves are facing upward, and I think that's pretty good, so I'll just push it down. So we have that. And then I'm going to take two of these brads. Now you can use a little hole punch, or I'm going to go ahead and use my little craft knife. Just kind of eyeball where I want that brad and just make just a little cut in the paper, through the ribbon and through the paper. And I will stick one of these brads through it if I can. I might make it a cross cut. I think for going through the ribbon, I'm going to use my hole punch. I'm going to use my smaller one right there. And this is the Crocodile hole punch, and it is really a massive hole punch. It can go through a CD, almost anything. You'd be surprised what it could cut through. It is amazing. And I think it's a little too far right, so I'm going to move the hole over, which is okay because the leaf will cover it. The leaf will cover that big hole that I made on the back. And then I will put this leaf over here. And then I will adhere that right down on the card base. Alrighty. There we go. There is card number 1 using that card sketch. I think it came out really cute. It is very shiny and blingy. I really love that diamond wrap. That's from the Dollar Tree and it comes in sheets. Love it. Okay, now for the next card, I will be doing a recycled Christmas card. And I went through my Christmas card stash and I found this little tiny piece of card, and I thought that would be really cute if I cut it this way and they'll still be standing straight up. I have some silver paper to put behind them since these snowflakes, the falling snow is silver. I also have some green glitter paper. I have a piece of ribbon that was from all of those beautiful Christmas ribbons that I got from BB Craft. And I have some of these little paper clips, and I will be using both of them that say Joy. So let's go ahead and get this one started. I'm going to start by cutting my card base, my mat, and this will be at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And Creighton is very excited about that. I don't know if you can hear him out there, but he thinks it's very exciting. So I have that piece hanging out there. I'll have my little ribbon going across it, and then I'll have this little image on there, and I think that's going to be really, really cute. So I do want to cut this. I want to cut this Greetings of the Season off of the very bottom. I'm going to use that on the inside of the card. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut this out in a square. I'm just trying to eyeball where I want my first cut to be. And I think I will just go with that, and we'll go from there. There is a little bit of sticky adhesive on the back, so it's kind of hard to do it. I think if I do it that way, it's going to cut their little feet off, so I have to make this cut a little bit different, a little bit closer in. Give that a try. Nope, still a little bit off here. Let's go with that. I think if I line up both points on that one line, there we go. That's probably more what I want. And let me go ahead and cut this end. I think that will work. Let me trim this end. All right, let's see how that works. I think that will be pretty good. And I don't know that it's quite a square, so let me see. Okay, I need to take a little bit off of this edge here to make it about 2 inches so it's a square. Yep, that'll work. Excellent. So I have that little square right there. I think that came out good. I was a little nervous about this one. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to go ahead and just glue it down to this silver paper, and then I will cut the edges. Just use my scallop scissors and just cut right around the edge. This could have been also a Throwback Thursday card because we're getting our old tools out and using those. Okay, so we have that. I think that looks really, really cute. All right, and I think before I put this together, before I adhere this down, I do want to put these little guys on. I'm going to go ahead and bend this back part back and then pinch it together. Let me see if that's at a good spot. They might have to come closer together. Nope, I think that'll be perfect. All right, so I'll go ahead and adhere this down. I want to make sure I go right over those. Really good so they stick in place onto the card. And I'm trying to eyeball it so they are pretty much spaced on the card pretty well. I'm going to trim this ragged edge off and trim some of this one because it's a little bit long. There we go. Take some of the bulk out of the back of the card. Put a little bit extra adhesive on here. All right, and then I will put adhesive on the back of this. Trying to use up some stuff from my stash. I had this paper in my stash, and I've had these paper clips in my stash for quite a while, so I finally am getting those used up. I don't usually have any trouble using up my glitter paper. And the ribbon is pretty new. It has not really been in my stash. This silver paper I got from Hollow's Paper Craft, and this green paper I got from Pat Catan's when they were going out of business. They had, you know, like buy 3 sheets, get 12 free, and I bought all of the green and red glitter paper that they had. Just try to line that up in the middle there. Very good. There we go. That's really cute. And then I'm going to go ahead and mat this on a little piece of that green just to add a little bit of oomph to the inside. The fall card I will leave blank. I can handwrite a sentiment, or I can stamp something if need be. I almost always like to put a sentiment on the inside of my recycled Christmas cards. I usually use the sentiment from inside of the card, but in this case I didn't have that. But I did take it off the front of the card. And that's really pretty. It really matches it well. So there we go. We have card sketch number 24, and we have these 2 cards, a regular card and a Christmas card. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate you. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please click that subscribe button right down there below the video. And while you're down there, click on the bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. If you'd like to join my Facebook group, it's Create with CraftyRia. I would love to have you join the group. It's a whole lot of fun. The ladies there are awesome. And I will also list that swap group below in case you want to send and receive Happy Mail. That's a fun group as well. If you haven't yet checked out my Patreon page, I would love it if you do. Head on over there. It's an awesome, fun program. I have everything from sneak peeks in my videos a couple days early with no ads, all the way up to a package of Happy Mail every month. So go check that out. Thanks again for watching. I do appreciate you. And until the next video, you know what to do. Say it with me. Go get crafting. Bye-bye.